Meet my never lucky Iron Man, forks only, no spoons allowed here. After maxing my main and nearly maxing my Iron Man, I wanted to try something new. RuneScape with getting unlucky on every grind in the game. If I get any drop before the drop rate, I can't use or keep it. Valuable items will periodically be given out to viewers and subs. My goal is to complete the Inferno, and I'm not going to stop there. Please subscribe to my only forks. I mean, forks only. What is up, gamers? FCast and Chill here. If you remember last episode, we knocked out some of the skill requirements needed for the quest cape, and I'm going to continue to do that here, and then also, start getting into some of these really challenging quests. This episode might feel a little bit like rapid fire, but there's a lot of stuff I want to cover. So let's get into it. I've been hanging out at the Motherlode mine quite a bit, and you can see here I actually have 100 golden nuggets, which can let me unlock the top floor later, so that's going to be awesome. You can't go up there till you get level 72 mining, but that'll be great for the future. And you can see here I just got level 70 mining, so that is another requirement knocked off the quest checklist. Remember that you do need 72 mining for making friends with my arm, but you can use the Mature Dwarven Stout that I already have in my bank to get a +2 boost. So that's another skill checked off the list. Also, I've been here at Wintertodd just getting my 66 fire making, which you also need for making friends with my arm. I was already 62, so this didn't take too long at all. And, I'm not even opening the crates right now because I'm not really going to be able to keep anything. At some point, I'll open them and give away the, stuff that I'm not allowed to keep in the crates, but I'm not bothering with it right now. And here is my 66 fire making from a log, since my last Wintertodd game got me very close. And there we go, another quest requirement checked off. Now the last requirement we have for the quest cape, other than herb lore, which I mentioned I'm going to get from some lamps later, is Slayer. So I just need 69 Slayer, and I'm already 67, so it really shouldn't take too long. Just gonna one tick flick and kill some fire giants for a little bit, and yeah, just kind of get back into the Slayer grind since I haven't really trained it in a while. And here is a Dragonstone drop from these fire giants. I believe that's about 1 in 8,000 from the rare drop table. A little wild here, but definitely can't keep that one. I'm not gonna bother picking it up either since it's only like 11k, but yeah, just another rare drop that I'm not able to keep. Kind of unfortunate since I will need more Dragonstones eventually for the jewelry box in my player-owned home, but that's alright, we're just gonna keep on going. Here I am with a worms task, and I got a superior worm here. And I was actually, not really paying too much attention while doing this. I was kind of, watching stuff off to the side. And so I was like messing up quite a bit, and this dude just meleeed me for a 26. That's pretty scary. I'm actually out of food and only have 43 health here, so hopefully I'll be able to kill him. But yeah, I definitely should have been focusing more when these superiors come up, because that could be a little scary. But yeah, these guys hit pretty hard. If you're in melee range, they can hit you for, somewhere in the ballpark of like 20 or so. High 20s, and so a little terrifying there, but yeah, hopefully we can finish this guy off here. And I just messed up again and got hit for a 10. I probably should leave here and not risk dying, but okay, 24. Yeah, I missed another flick. I'm gonna run. I just got a chance there. I could have died. We're gonna run the hell out of here. Okay, yeah, definitely need to pay more attention when fighting these superiors. And here we go, I got another chance at a superior worm here later on in the task, and so this is what I should have been doing while paying attention. So I'm flicking my Protect from Magic on while not in range, and so if I'm not standing next to him, he'll attack me with magic instead of melee. And so if I turn my Protect from Magic on and step away as he attacks, then he won't be able to damage me. And I'm actually using no prayer points because I'm turning my Protect from Magic off after. And so this is what I should have been doing with that other superior. It takes a bit of focus, but you can see here I'm using no supplies and should be able to kill him pretty handily. And a while later, we finally kill him, get a nice 3.5k Slayer XP drop, and no good items, but more worm bones, which are always good for prayer XP. And there we are, I've completed my worms task. That's 176 tasks completed. So I'm actually gonna go back to Turiel skipping because I want to get my task streak up to 250, and then once I get that, then I'm fine breaking my streak because I should have enough Slayer points for everything. So I'm going to do the Turiel tasks on the ones that aren't multiples of 10 and finish each multiple of 10 with either Konar or Duradel. I do actually want to get a Vampyre's task later, and I'll explain why later this episode. But for now, I'm just going to go back to Turiel, skipping to Train Slayer, and, you know, hopefully make my way towards 69, which is what I need for Monkey Madness 2. And here we are a while later, and this is my task number 200 that I'm receiving. And I got Dust Devils, which are really good in general, but this is in the Smoke Dungeon, and that's not a multi-combat area, so I can't really barrage them. So instead, I think I'm going to cancel this task and try to do something else, because Dust Devils would be great if they were in the Catacombs. Okay, then Fire Giants in the Catacombs. I can go do that, and then I think I'm actually pretty close to the drop rate for, like, you know, some of the totems and stuff from Fire Giants in the Catacombs. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that and wrap out that 69 Slayer. And here we are quite a while later. I've just been one tick flicking these Fire Giants in the Catacombs for a while, getting some Ensouled Heads for Prayer XP later. And with that kill, you could actually see I got 69 Slayer. So that is it, and an Ensouled Head, which is nice. So now I have all the skill requirements other than Herb Lore that I need for the Quest Cape. So that was pretty quick. There is still some gear that I want to get before I do my Quest Cape, but just to play it safe. But I've actually been doing a ton of Barrows in the background, and so I'm going to show you guys a couple of the good items I've got from that. But first, let's finish up this Fire Giants task. And then here you can see later in the task I got an Ancient Shard, and this is actually the first Ancient Shard that I'm allowed to keep. I found quite a few of these in the Catacombs, but I haven't been able to pick up any of them. These are really useful since they are used to charge the Dark Light weapon into the Arc Light and make it super effective against demons. And that'll be really nice for me for, you know, potentially demonic gorillas or even Cerberus at some point. But yeah, pretty cool. I get to keep one of these Ancient Shards finally. And here is the last Fire Giant of the task, and that is 200 tasks completed for a nice 450 point bonus, so I have about 1.5k points. Pretty exciting. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to keep my streak going until I get 250, but I think I can stop training Slayer for now because I got the level 69. And like I said before, let's go ahead and check out some of the Barrows drops I've been getting. So if you remember, I had to do the first 350 kill count at Barrows without being able to keep any of the uniques, but after that I'm able to keep everything. And you could see here at 383 I actually got Aram's Robe Skirt. So this wasn't on my Inferno checklist, but it's still going to be extremely useful for any time that I want to be casting magic. And, you know, Song of the Elves final boss, definitely have to use magic there, so this is a huge win. I also got Carol's Bottom here at 418 kill count, and you can see I was streaming here, and I have a pretty big smile on my face as I got that one, because that's pretty nice to have. I really did want the Carol's Top and Bottom before doing some of the challenging quest bosses, since it just has great defense bonuses and really great ranged attack bonus. So I've still been just grinding more and more Barrows. I actually got a Darok's Axe here too at 474. Not too useful for me, but hey, it's still worth like 1.4 mil, and I'm able to keep it, so kind of a cool drop. And then I also got a Carol's Top here from Barrows at 522 while I was streaming too. That was an amazing drop. I basically have full Carol's now, and I can keep it. So now that I have the Carol's Top and Bottom, I'm definitely going to be willing to go and do some of these challenging quest bosses, and I'm going to try to complete Sins of the Father before the end of this episode. So one of the quests, the Secrets of the North, actually requires me to do the mini quest Curse of the Empty Lord, and that mini quest requires me to go out into Wildy and talk to a lot of people. And so I'm buying a ton of swordfish here, and you might be confused, you know, why would I buy swordfish for going in the wilderness? Well, the Curse of the Empty Lord quest you can actually do on a free-to-play world. And so swordfish is the best food in free-to-play. And so I'm just going to bring a ton of food of, you know, swordfish. And, you know, if I'm in free-to-play single combat wildy with an inventory full of swordfish, I really doubt I'm going to get killed. So I really should be okay there. But let's go try it out. And here we are at the Ferox Enclave. I have some runes in my inventory so I can teleport away. I am on a free-to-play world now, and I just need to go over here to the bandit camp for this Curse of the Empty Lord quest. And let's go make the trek and see if I can do it safely. Running through Wildy, a little scary, but I'm not going to see anybody because, let's be real, free-to-play Wildy is totally dead. Why would anybody be here on free-to-play? Then we just have to run up here, and I have to talk to this dude. This quest is honestly really annoying because the dialogue is extremely long, and I need to get these bandits off of me because I can't talk to him while they're attacking me. So I'm just going to walk in here real quick and try to trap them all inside. So you can see I'm just moving around, getting all three of these guys in here. Got to get this third one in. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to run out and close the door, and then they should be stuck. So let's try that. Closed. Yep. Okay, cool. So now I should be able to talk to the ghost. And you can see here, this dialogue is just incredibly long. This quest, you essentially just have to go around and talk to all these mysterious ghosts, and they're in random places. I think this is the only Wildy one, though, for the path that I got. There's different, random locations that the ghosts can get, but I think I got pretty lucky, and this is the only one in Wildy. And as I finish that dialogue, now I can just go back to Ferox Enclave, and then I am good to go. Oh, okay, there's one more in Wildy, if you see it. It's just above Ferox, but I have all these swordfish. I should be totally fine. Not really scared at all. And then here I am making my way over to this other ghost. I'm gonna have him tell me his story, and we're just gonna sit here with the spacebar held down for like 5 minutes while he goes through everything. And I should be totally safe. So yeah, that's it. We are now going back into Ferox Enclave, and I did not die while going through Wildy there, so that's a pretty good feeling. I would also like to do the Mage Arena quests, but those you can't do on free-to-play worlds, and those are a lot more dangerous, so I'll probably hold off on those for now. But yeah, still got my hardcore status, still good to go. Here's the reward from that Curse of the Empty Lord mini quest. You can talk to Historian Minas here in the museum, and you get a 10k lamp, which is really nice because I can use that on Herb Lore, which, like I said, that's my last skill that I need to get to 70 for all the quest requirements, and I should be able to get there easily just through everything I have banked and all the lamps that I have coming in. So there's one last really annoying requirement that I need before I can get my quest cape, and that is the favor in Kourend. So I'm gonna have to spend quite a few hours collecting favor here. Honestly, it's a pain in the ass. I have to sit here in the sulfur mine forever. Yeah, the favor mechanic is not my favorite in this game, especially the Lovakinj favor. But we're just gonna mine sulfur here for an hour and then or so, and then make some plate bodies. It's not gonna be a fun time, but whatever. I gotta do it. All right, and then here I have 20% favor from the sulfur mining finally, and so now I can start mining the Lovakinj ore and use that to make supplies and use that for my favor. Still gonna take a long time, but we're just gonna mine up a couple inventories of this stuff and then do some smithing and turn it in. All right, finished mining, so now I'm using this furnace in the middle of Lovakinj to be able to make my bars. It's kind of a long trek to the bank, so just gonna run back and forth here to make a bunch of bars. And here we are finally with 176 bars. That should be enough to get my favor up all the way, and so we're gonna go smith those. And now I've turned in all those Lovakinj bars and plate body sets and everything, and with that I am now at 77% favor. And the reason that's good enough is that I will be able to use the mine carts to wrap this up. And so that doesn't take too long at all. You just go to the different minecart locations, and here's the last one here. As I give him the scroll, this should put my favor at 100. Also, on the way to this, I also did the quest that gives me 10% favor. I forgot to mention that, so here is that right here. But yeah, now we're at 100 Lovakinj favor, and the last thing we have is Piscarilius. And so we're gonna go dig up some sandworms, which is, great content, obviously. Just gonna walk here and dig up sandworms for a little while. Luckily, this is way faster than the Lovakinj favor, but still kind of a pain in the ass. So we're gonna hang out here for a while till we have 100% favor. And here we go with this batch of sandworms that we're turning in. That puts us at 100% favor for everything. And so now we can go complete Architectural Alliance and A Kingdom Divided. And here we are completing Architectural Alliance after talking to everybody in the cities. And they make a great statue. It looks wonderful, cool. I don't really care about that. I care about the Herblore XP that I'm getting from this lamp. So that lamp is another 10k on Herblore. So let's go ahead and do that. Pretty nice to see that. Still just chipping away at the Herblore 70 through all these lamps. Then I've been working on the Kingdom Divided quest since, that was what I was doing Architectural Alliance for. And here's me fighting the boss here. It's actually a very easy fight with ranged. If you just walk on this, line that I'm on here and avoid these little spots on the floor since they don't move, this boss is incredibly easy. I'm just one tick flicking to get Eagle Eye to do more damage. He has a couple special attacks where hands fall on you or come attack you, so I need to kill these hands off, or they can drain my prayer, but really, they die pretty quickly. Honestly, I'm pretty over leveled for this quest, so it's going to be a lot easier than it could have been otherwise. He has one other special attack here where these hands will fall on you and you just have to keep moving, but since, these spots on the ground don't move, if you turn your run off, then you can just walk in a big rectangle as I am here, and it's not scary at all. So you can see I'm just going to walk around here and just keep moving so that these hands don't slap me. And with that, you can see a couple minutes later, that boss is now dead. And then we can go wrap up a Kingdom Divided, which is another very long quest. And a Kingdom Divided is now done. Here is the reward from that. And you guessed it, more Herblore XP. There's another 10k. So going really well there. Gonna have Herblore at 70 before you know it. Here's also a bunch of quests that I've completed since the last episode. Just showing the slideshow, don't even need to talk about all of them. Most of them are pretty straightforward. A Taste of Hope is pretty nice here because that one unlocks the Sins of the Father quest, which we're gonna do pretty shortly. Before that though, there's a couple things I want to do. So one here, I'm making a blue D'hide shield because somehow I hadn't done this yet. And this shield will be a pretty big upgrade for me in terms of range attack for a shield. So that's going to be nice for anything that I need to range with a one-handed ranging weapon, like the rune crossbow, for example. But feels good to finally get this upgrade. And now the last thing I want to talk about is the Vampyre task. So remember how I mentioned that I wanted a Vampyre task earlier in this episode? And so that you can see I'm coming to Turiel right here, and I'm using my Slayer points to unlock vampires, since I have a nice Slayer point bank after that 200th task. And with that, the vampires, the reason I want to do this is because I am able to use the Slayer helmet on a vampire task for the Sins of the Father final boss. So the Vanstorm Klaus gives people a lot of trouble. He's terrifying to do on a hardcore account, very high chance of dying. And if I have a vampire task, and use my Slayer helmet, it'll increase my damage and accuracy against him a ton, and it'll make the fight way easier. So I'm just going to unlock vampires, and then I'm going to do some Turiel skipping until I get a vampire task, and then I'm going to go take on Sins of the Father. And would you look at that, first task that I get from Duradel after doing some Turiel skipping is vampires. So that is very, very lucky. First real task after unlocking it. And so I think now that we have the Carols top and bottom and a vampire task, we are good to go and do the Sins of the Father quest. So wish me luck, hope that I don't die. Again, like I said before, the hardcore status is not pivotal to this account and the uniqueness of it. So even if I die, not a big deal, not going to reset. But let's try to keep the status and keep going. Time to go do that Sins of the Father. And here I am quite a while later, preparing to go into the boss. You can see Vanstorm Klaus walking down the stairs here very menacingly. And yep, this is the fight. So it's really not that bad for the first part. I'm going to turn my game sound on here. But you have to use the Blisterwood Flail, which is pretty nice because, I don't have a great melee weapon. I'm still using the Dragon Scimitar, and so it's nice that I have this. I'm stepping back after every attack here because he has a special, that one right there, Stare into Darkness, that would make you take damage if you're facing him. So just gonna hang out here and keep slapping him. With the task and my Slayer helmet, I'm honestly just chunking his HP out very quickly. The challenging part though is once he dies, then he will come back alive and start using lightning bolts across the whole floor, and those hit you for very high damage. So that's going to be the challenging part. You know, if I lag much, I could get kind of fucked there, but you know, it'll be all right. When he summons a blood ball here, if you actually run around it and drag him into it, you can see he takes a lot of damage by running into it himself. So it's a little tip there that can help this fight a lot. But really, like I said, the first part of the fight, extremely easy. Later part of the fight, not so much. And I'm wearing my Carol's top and bottom here because those give me magic defense, and he has magic-based attacks. So I'm actually, you know, saving a lot of food. You can see I've only used 2 Karam bombs so far, and he's already getting close to dying. Another one of his specials is he summons a little mini Bloodveld there, and you want to use a ranged weapon to kill it quickly. And if you don't, it'll explode and do a ton of damage to you. But you can see it was very easy for me to just hit down. And so, yeah, just hanging out here, finishing him off, or at least finishing off the first phase. Still only used 2 Karam bombs, about to use a third in a little bit. But yeah, this first phase of the fight is very easy. Honestly, this fight's going a little, oh shit, okay, I clicked a little too slowly there, so I took a 40, which, you know, that's what I was trying to avoid. But that's all right. You can see he is basically dead for phase 1. So we're gonna finish him off here in just a second and get into the scary part. Should be one more good hit. 5 health, let's see. Nope. One more. Nope. Okay, I'll eventually get it. All right, no, 2 health. Okay, I guess I have to kill this little Bloodveld first and then get back to it. All right, now let's smack him. Okay, here we go. So now this is the challenging part. So now I take off my Protect from Magic because his attacks hit through prayer anyway on this part. And I just need to keep moving. You can see there will be shadows that keep appearing on the ground. And every time one of those moves, I need to move, or every time one of those appears under me, I need to move ASAP or I will take massive damage. He also hits very accurately on this part, so it's pretty scary. But we're just going to try to avoid the lightning and, you know, keep attacking him. Honestly, the lightning's a little slower than I remember it being, so I'm not struggling too much here. I need to eat up because he's been hitting me pretty hard, but oh, there's a lightning, gotta move. Really, this shouldn't be too bad. This is definitely a big killer of hardcores if you're not paying attention. Oh, almost got hit by lightning there. But, you know, as long as you're not lagging and you're focused, it really isn't that terrible. You can see he's already almost dead, just need a couple more good hits. He's at 50 health. But yeah, I gotta move again and move back. This is good practice for TOA too, right? The final boss in TOA has a similar lightning mechanic. But just trying to keep my health really high because I'm scared. And there we go. He is now dead. That was not as bad as I thought it would be. I guess the carols helped out a lot and just, you know, all the strength levels that I have. And with that, we have completed Sins of the Father. And the best part of this quest is the Tome of Experience that we get. And so here you get to use this tome 6 times on Herblore for 15k XP each. And so that's going to be a total of 90k Herblore XP, which, you know, I just got 68 from it and I'm still going. Let's see if I can get 69 too. It looks like I will. Just keep using this tome. I'm really glad they increased the quest experience rewards, and there we go, 69 Herblore. So I just have 1 Herblore level left until I can do Song of the Elves. And with, you know, 69 Herblore now, I can make anti-fires for Dragon Slayer too. So we're actually getting pretty close to the quest cape now. Just knocked out another huge one. It's a really good feeling. Another great thing about completing Sins of the Father is I have Sepulchre unlocked now. And that's, you know, the most fun content in the game, basically. So we're going to do some Sepulchre later and continue on with some quests. But yeah, making our way toward this quest cape. I think in another maybe 2 episodes or so, we'll probably have it. So, you know, maybe 3, depending on how the pacing works. But yeah, a lot of content in this episode, a lot of stuff I just knocked out. And still have the hardcore status, which is awesome. But yeah, I think I'm going to end here, and I will be back soon with another episode. Again, I am now streaming every Tuesday and Wednesday evening, and occasionally on the weekends when I have time, so feel free to check it out. I'll sometimes be playing on Forks and sometimes my other Iron Man, so feel free to drop me a follow, and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and take care.